Welcome to Season 3 of Punch TV. This is our first episode, and we are on location at Ganbatte. It is a really cool anime convention. If you missed it, they'll always be next year, and they always have cool stuff happening throughout the year as well. This episode is devoted to all kinds of cool stuff that's been going around in our province all summer long. We hit up the Humboldt Summer Sizzler, and we met a whole bunch of really cool artists and people who are into comics. We also had the opportunity to visit Sky App and visit the Kids Comic Club and see some burgeoning talent happening in our own community. So we're going to share that with you today, and we hope that you have as much fun as we did. Stay tuned. What's been your favorite part of the con so far, now that it's rolling and you're right into it?
I'm still playing Signs, so I haven't really checked it out too much, actually. So, but the game room, I've heard, is doing really well, and everyone's really impressed with how the vendor hall layout turned out. So, because you can just walk full circles and see all the cool stuff, and we have lots of amazing vendors that joined us for the first time this year. So,
your costume is stupendously wonderful. Please tell me a little bit who you're dressed as, and how did this ensemble come together?
Well, I'm Santino Kitsune from a Chinese app game called On Myoji. And essentially, the rest of this stuff, I had it ordered in, but the wig took me 18 hours. It took a long time.
I'm cosplaying Madoka from Madoka Magica, and this is my first year attending Ganbatte, and I really love it.
What is the best part about coming to an event like this?
That there's people like you who are interested in the same things.
It's amazing, the community that is built around conventions in general, but anime conventions is a little more of a community build, because it's all about the panels and the anime video room where you go watch anime and talk to people, and the game room is always a huge part of it too, because you can go there and walk up and start playing games with someone and maybe make a cool friend,
You are the official mascot maker for this con. Tell us a little bit about your designs and how you came up with the ideas for them.
Okay, well, the way I came up with them is mostly from reference photos of Japanese traditional outfits and other stuff, and the other idea from the ears and the tails is from the kitsune, the Japanese thing.
How long have you been drawing for?
Mostly my whole life, but I started getting serious with my art 2 years ago. So yeah.
It's really good. So something to put on your radar for next year is to make sure that you stop by her booth and buy some prints and support this great local artist. The other thing I got to ask you is your shoes are amazing. Where the heck did you get those?
I got them in Edmonton at the mall.
We gotta do one more. We gotta show the muscles, man. You gotta show me the muscles there.
Show the muscles? Oh, you're here to promote King's Castle. What's King's Castle?
It's just a party event where we show up and entertain kids at their birthday parties, and we do different activities. Just try to make their birthdays that much better for them.
Awesome. You know what? When I was a kid, I actually never had anybody show up for a birthday party. I think that would have been probably made my birthday. It must be really exciting to help to be able to make kids happy.
So Jason, tell us about everything you've got here.
Well, I'm a cartoonist from Regina, and I've worked with McIntyre Purcell Publishing for the last 5 years, and so we've got our You Might Be From Saskatchewan If books and Strange Saskatchewan here for $10. And I also do a lot of comic book stuff with a variety of publishers from all around the world, so all of my stuff is kid-friendly. I've got Jason of New York City, which is about Jason from Jason and the Argonauts, where I take him and throw him into modern-day New York City, and he runs around fighting monsters. And I've got a toy, which I'm giving away at the show as well for free. I'm also an illustrator for Cartoons Magazine, so I've got some of those here. And I've got my new book, Color Saskatchewan, which is an adult coloring book, and they're here for sale at the show as well. I'm on all the comic book stores in town, 8th Street Comics and Books, Amazing Stories, everywhere.
We're a couple people who really do a lot of art costuming with Victorian stuff, and we're like, well, a lot of people are looking for products of this brand, so we started bringing them in. And yeah, it's a very Victorian company.
It's super cool. Now, I noticed on the program that there is a panel about putting the hustle in your bustle. Are you involved with that panel?
Yes, I'm hosting the panel. My friend Ashley is going to come model some of our layers, so we're going to teach how people can easily achieve the Victorian look for their costuming, and how they're going to get it authentic looking, and what they can do to cheat and make it a little cheaper.
If they miss your panel, or if they don't have a chance to stop by their booth, is there a way that they can find out more about your stuff?
We talk about this stuff on our Facebook page constantly. We, really use our company to try and teach people how to do it themselves. You can find us on Facebook with the Renfield Trading Company. We have started a blog recently on our website, therenfieldtradingcompany.com.
Tell us a little bit about how ToonCon came to be and what we can expect this year at the con.
So ToonCon's been around since 2011, so this is our 7th year. We noticed there was a lack of board game conventions in Saskatoon, and I just recently moved back from Calgary, and I went, well, why don't we have one in Saskatoon? So I got together with some buddies, and we started it. And it's been going really well. This is like I said, our 7th year, and we've grown every year. Last year we had 175 people, so we just moved to a new location, which is bigger, because it was getting a little crowded.
So if somebody wants to get a ticket to go to this, how do they go about doing that?
You can pre-register, and for the weekend, it's pre-registration is $25 for the entire thing. You can do that at tooncon.ca. At the door, it's $30 for the weekend, and there's varying prices depending on whether you want to come for Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, or even just the auction.
Web series?
Yep.
Tell us all about that.
Oh, my web series. What to tell. Anyway, the show is called The Reapers. What it is that it is a crime drama with horror elements. What it's based upon is that it's a group of murderers who actually go around and kill various people to restore the balance between good and evil. And however, though, not all their victims are quite so innocent.
Well, I am here with Kevin and Jeff. They are Power Rangers. Go Power Rangers. It's awesome. How did you become part of Ganbatte?
I actually reached out. I wanted to kind of get us to see our fans all across Canada, so kind of reached out to different places, and Ganbatte responded, and we were able to work out a deal to be a part of the show.
What is your favorite thing about coming to these events? I'll ask you.
Just kind of being able to meet our fans, because at the end of the day, without them, we don't really have a job. So it's just really amazing to see some of the connections you make with certain people that you don't expect. You think you're just acting and doing what you love, when really you're impacting people's lives, and to me that's like the most important thing.
Punch TV is brought to you in part by Amazing Stories, providing Saskatoon with comics, games, toys, graphic novels, t-shirts, and more for over 22 years. Online at AmazingStoriesComics.com. In person on 8th Street in Saskatoon.
Hello, lovely ladies and or dudes. My name is Hank, and I'm here with Tony the Brony at Ganbatte Con today for our episode of, I think we call it the Tweet Beat. So Tony, when I say things like fresh ink drying on paper, artistic creation, time well spent, what do you think of?
I probably would think about all the times in high school I was...
That's right, comic books. So today on Tweet Beat, we're going to be talking about some new comic books that you should be reading, so check it out.
We're loving the first issue of #Generation Gone from Image Comics. There were some laughs, some tears, some Ebola-like symptoms, from a cyber attack to 3 human computers. Pound. Good times.
Time and Vine from IDW was going to be about squishing grapes between our toes with friends while talking about the good old days before we had kids. Wrong. It's about time travel. #love it.
Looking to spice up your nightmares? Maybe to give them something new to work with. Then read #Winnebago Gravel Yard. Sorry, Hashtag Winnebago Graveyard.
It's a graveyard.
It's a graveyard. From Image Comics, it has everything you need to know about creepy carnivals, dark spirits, and alligator clouds. Issues 1 and 2 are out now.
And because we're running short on time, go by Cal Exit, Sisters of Sorrow, Skin and Earth, and Jimmy's Bastards by Garth Ennis right now. Phew. So for every comic you should be reading, for every television show and movie you should be watching, video games you should be playing, and all the other cool stuff, check out at Hank and Kelso and at Shaw Punch TV. That's it for me. My name is Hank. This is Tony. See you next time on
Tweet Beat!
Tweet Beat.
I am here at the Kids Comic Club Gala. This is part of Frontier College's grand esprit showing of all the artwork that they've been doing this past year. They do kind of a circuit around the city, so WP Bate and Westmount School and Friendship Center all participate, and the artwork is outstanding. You have coordinated a beautiful gallery show. Tell us a little bit about how this came to be.
Well, the Comic Book Club is an after-school literacy program put on through Frontier College, and it's a program that goes to different schools and the Friendship Inn, and we teach literacy through comic book art.
Tell me about your story.
It's fish on legs, and they went to heaven because a cat attacked them, and then they're trying to get back to their owners.
This is a great cartoon. Well, I hope to see more of your work in the future. Good job.
Children get together in this after-school program, and we work on stories together, work on art, and in the process develop those stories into comic books. And through that, we promote literacy and teach reading and writing, and through a positive way through art forms.
These are giraffes, yeah? They're wicked awesome. What made you decide to write a story about giraffes? Are they your favorite animal?
My teacher is the size of a baby giraffe.
Baby giraffes are awesome.
Well, my comic is called the Dimension Fighters. Basically what they're doing is they're basically going to different dimensions, and they have to go to different planets to like fight different enemies, and they also find different weapons. So
it just came into your imaginations and you just splattered it on the page.
Yep.
Heart, soul, blood, sweat, tears have gone into making some of these comics. How do you get the craft across to these kids?
Well, we look at the strengths and we look at the weaknesses, and we work on both. Some of the kids were really good at developing their own stories, but they weren't as strong in the art. Some were very art inclined, and they weren't as strong as the stories.
You've got writing, you've got cartoon characters, you've got superheroes, you've got some poetry, some doodles. Tell me about this picture right here.
It's a girl.
It's a girl that just came out of your imagination?
Yeah.
She's really beautiful. She kind of looks like Jamie Lee Curtis a little bit. Wow.
Now, we all know that in comic books, it's not just based on one artist, one writer, or one person does it all together. It's a multitude of different talents coming together and collaborating, and that's the other thing that we hope to do too, is we like to promote and collaborate and everything. And this is one of the girls that has one of the arts that's on display. This is Ariana.
So which art did you do here?
That one.
The one, can we go and have a look at this? Will you show us? Okay, let's go have a look. And what is that?
It's the writing I did with my friends.
So you did this collaboratively with some friends?
I did all the writing, my friends helped me write it.
Do you have a favorite like superhero or cartoon character that you really, really like?
Harley Quinn and Joker.
Oh, you're a troublemaker then. Harley Quinn is always getting into some kind of scrape or another.
We've seen these movies that are coming out. We have the Avengers, we have Iron Man, we have Spider-Man, we have all these things. We can see this, but that's taken away from the reading. We used to read comic books because that was the only medium that we could experience these fantastical stories. Now, that's kind of taking that reading out of it, so they can just watch it. But the important thing is to go back to the reading and the writing, and to know and to make these, it makes Saskatchewan talent important, and to have that an important element for us, and to know that these kids that have a creative element that they can continue and pursue.
Tell me what's going on here. It seems to be kind of like a free-form, the stream of consciousness thing with butterflies. Would that be kind of right?
Yes.
So is this all the things that the butterflies are saying in their heads?
Yeah.
Wow, that's surreal. Hopefully we'll find somebody in this crew that's going to go on to big and beautiful things for us.
I think there will be, I can see all of them going on to great things. They've all produced amazing, great work. I was so proud of every one of them.
Leo is a really long name. How do you pronounce Leo's full name?
Leo Capelliarner.
Thank you guys for coming out. I'm so happy, and I hope to do it again next year. And this program has been probably one of the greatest things that I've been a part of.
Cool. Well, I hope to see it continue. I wish you all success. I've had a look at all the comics, and I agree. Like, I work at a comic book store. I see comics all day, and there are stories and art on this wall that are just as good as anything that's out there. So keep up the good work, everybody, and I hope to see more of it in the future. So good job.
Punch TV is brought to you in part by Amazing Stories, providing Saskatoon with comics, games, toys, graphic novels, t-shirts, and more for over 22 years. Online at AmazingStoriesComics.com, in person on 8th Street in Saskatoon.
Well, Punch TV is on location here at the Sizzler, the Humboldt Comic Con, and it is growing. It is so awesome to see so many people here. Are you as surprised as I am to see what events are going on?
I'm just surprised in general about how awesome Humboldt is. There's so much going on in this area today. It's awesome that we're a part of it.
It is. We have so much to show you today. It's really, really exciting. Well, we are here at the Humboldt Con with Donnie Sparrow, illustrator extraordinary. Looks like maybe you're doing some sketching today.
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing some sketches, drawing people as superheroes.
So all of these like pictures of all the superheroes, more reference material?
Exactly right. Yeah, I had a tough time drawing Loki because his costume just never stops. So then I started printing off reference. And then every time there was one where I didn't know how to draw, I'd print it off. And then now we have all this stuff to help people decide.
Tell us about your webcom.
Yes, my webcomic is Don't Know Maybe So. It is a retro romance comic. It's available on don'tknowmaybeso.wordpress.com or donsparrow.com/blog. Much easier to remember. And so it's retro romance, dumb, old, goofy romance comics with a little bit of acerbic wit. And it's in full color now.
Tell us about how you organized this whole extravaganza.
Well, I started really small with a event at a kids camp that I was running, and we'd bring artists out and we'd give away free comic books and stuff. It was a lot of fun that way. And then last year the city said, you know what, we want to make this part of Summer Sizzler and let's turn it up a notch. So that's where we started.
And it's like cranked to 11 because it's like huge. I'm so surprised to see this many vendors and artists. It's really cool.
Yeah, it really blew up this year. We're looking at close to double the amount of tables we had last year, and the majority of them came to us to book for it instead of me going after them, which was really awesome.
That is awesome. Now, Aurora Man is like gaining a ton of momentum over the past year. What's new in Aurora World?
Well, I mean, yeah, we've done tons of stuff. We're up to 7 7 published mini comics, and issue number 1 was funded on Kickstarter. So 64 pages, 8 stories, coming out hopefully next month. It just went to the printer. So lots of fun stuff. I've got the preview of all that 64 pages of goodness right there. Plus, the City of Humboldt sponsored the Summer Chill, which is one of the stories from issue 1, as a free giveaway as part of Summer Sizzler. So.
Do you find that the T-Rex smaller hands are a detriment to like getting around?
Yeah, I was trying to like eat Doritos and I can't get them in my mouth, so I'm like starving.
You need some kind of like mecha system built into the suit, I think.
The selfie stick is what I really need.
I'm very confused why you keep putting the mic to his throat when he's up here talking. I don't get that.
I think this is a case where he's like had a tracheotomy, so it's just like I get better resolution.
Everything comes from the voice box.
The last time we talked to you, you were in the process of making this. Now it is real and tangible and you can hold in your hands. Tell us about the process that you took to get to where we are today.
So once I'd finished off the writing, it then went off to Elaine to do all the concept art, the artwork. Then between us, we debated how we wanted the book to look with the book layout. Got it printed, but as people in Saskatoon will know, we then crowdfunded it through GoFundMe, and which was quite successful. And so now we have the final book, and yes, I'm pretty happy with it.
We're amazed at like how many artists and craftspeople and cool things that there are going on here. Is it a lot bigger this year than it was last year?
Yeah, I've heard that there's about 10 to 12 more booths than last year, and it definitely shows as well. Like, it looks really good this year.
Okay, so we're here with one of our favorite artists in Saskatoon, Elaine Will, and I have something really special for you. This is super cool. I'm very proud of this because obviously it's my baby. But Elaine and I collaborated on a project called the On Safari Project. We did this like coloring book. Ken Davis was involved as well. And we made this little thing, and it's a tour of like downtown buildings in Saskatoon. And she did a whole bunch of drawings and stuff. And we just won the Lieutenant Governor's Heritage Education Award. So I was just down in Regina and got these super sweet, beautiful acknowledgments. So this one is specifically made out to Elaine Will that she is a super champ, and I couldn't agree more. So congratulations, Elaine.
That's amazing.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Here we are with Jackie. Jackie is an amazing artist, and she's also makes costumes. And today she's in Humboldt, and she's actually drawing some sketches. What are you drawing today, Jackie?
Sketches.
Sketches it is. Now, I hear that you're drawing me. Is that what's happening right now? Are you drawing me as a person?
You betcha. But if you want, I can draw you as a superhero.
I would love to be a superhero. What superhero could I be?
Anything.
You know what? Earlier on, someone was talking about me being Batgirl, so I'd like to be Batgirl.
You got it.
Cool. Let's do this.
So what do? You're at the con, you're all dressed up, you're looking great, and whoop, you pop a seam or something falls off. You come and see this guy. This is Michael, and you are the creative genius behind Cosplay Repair. Tell me a little bit about how long you've been doing this and why did you start doing this?
This is, I think, my third year having the booth, and I go to all over Saskatchewan wherever I can best. And the reason it started was because I had one costume that I worked hard on for months, and I had an epic failure. Literally broke my heart. I almost left the con. And then also, this gives me a place to sit down when you get tired. And actually this year at Sask Expo, I think we're going to introduce something a little bit new. I'm actually going to bring fans so you can actually cool off too.
Wow.
You can actually sit in front of a fan and get a breeze on your face and take your helmet off or take your mask off. And it's all about the community. The stronger we are as a community, the more fun we can have, and that's the most important thing.
The cornucopia of colorful books here is really amazing and shocking. How long have you been writing for?
Well, I started writing the first one of these books about 5-ish years ago, and it took me 3 years to get the first one done, and after that it just kind of kept going because I've gotten 3 books out in the last year and a half.
So you've been a busy boy. What genre would you say these kind of fit into?
All right, well, that one over there called One Spell is a Harry Potter style fantasy, though it's a bit more mature than the Harry Potter books were. My other 2 books are the first 2 books in my preteen superhero book series, The Renegades.
So tell us a little bit about what's happening with Jack Grimm and what your plans are for that comic.
Jack Grimm is a story of a man who he's passed into the afterlife, but in the process of doing so, he's lost his connection with his beloved wife. And so the background story is he's always looking to find his wife. And in the meantime, he became appointed to be the harbinger of death, which is he brings the souls into the afterlife and the stuff. So in the meantime, he's got this job to do, but he's also looking for his wife. And the stories kind of are going to gradually get more into his search for his wife. Right now, he's just starting off. He's going to make mistakes and get into trouble. And there's also a bunch of bad guys who don't want him to be death, so they're going to try to knock him off of his role and take over, because the way it happened is that the Reaper was the original death, and the Reaper went insane and got banished, and then Jack was appointed death.
Well, I am very pleased with what you've done here. The Tony as Batgirl, I never thought it would look so good. And I look fabulous, thank you.
You do look fabulous. You make that costume, Tony.
Punch TV is brought to you in part by Amazing Stories, providing Saskatoon with comics, games, toys, graphic novels, t-shirts, and more for over 22 years. Online at AmazingStoriesComics.com, in person on 8th Street in Saskatoon.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Punch TV. Wow, our first episode of the 3rd season went by so super fast. The summer was a whirlwind, and we just wanted to show you some of the great stuff that we got to do, because there were some really cool cons. There was the Humboldt Sizzler and the kids from Sky Up in the Comic Club, and of course Ganbatte, and we had a really good time. It was really, really fun to share all that nerdy goodness with everybody, and we hope that you had some fun with us too. In the meantime, it's September, the kids are back to school, things are starting to even out a little bit, and of course September means the Saskatchewan Comic and Entertainment Expo. So if you haven't got your tickets already, be sure to look into that. We are going to be there. Punch TV will be on site. We want to meet you. We want to see your best outfit. So come dressed up as your favorite character. It's always good to meet all the folks who put that extra little effort into coming out for events like that. And of course, it's season 3. So next episode, we'll have some footage from the con, and we'll also have our new look, our new set. Yes, very excited to share that with you. And Collector, anything you want to add?
Star Wars coming out. Can't wait. December. It's going to be good.
Yeah, lots in store for the season. And how about you, Hank?
I am looking forward to seeing you all at the Sask Expo, and bonus footage. You're going to get a lot of screen time if you dress up like Tony, okay?
Oh, yeah, maybe we should have a contest. Dress up like Tony and we will bring you a prize. I love it. Okay.
So how can people be as handsome as me? That's crazy talk.
It's pretty impossible, but...
We're not going to be handing out a lot of prizes. There'll be no prizes handed out.
It's a small budget. All right. Well, thank you for joining us once again. And in the meantime, keep your dukes up. If your armor has abs, then you don't need abs. You don't need to work out if your armor already has abs built in.
Then I don't need any armor.
You wish.